Hi everyone. I'm sitting in a very interesting spot right now. So I just finished watching Degrassi Junior High last night. So I thought I'd just make a video about it, just to say my initial thoughts, how I liked it, and yeah. So I have already watched Degrassi, The Next Generation, and Next Class, all of it several times. I really love it. It's one of my favourite shows, but I could never bring myself to watch Junior High because, just like, it's hard to get into really old things for me. So, yeah, it's from the 80s, but I told myself, because I wanted to watch The Next Generation again, I told myself, this time you have to go watch the original and then you can watch The Next Generation. So, my initial thoughts with the characters, okay, Snake, he was super cute, okay? And then, in season 3, he got, because his hair was, all curly. In season 3, he, got a haircut and it was shorter. And then he just aged 10 years right there. Yeah. And he was, no longer cute. But with the rest, okay. I loved, seeing Joey and Caitlin's relationship there. I loved the scene where he's like, this is how much I care about money, and then he rips it in the rain, and I just thought that was a really beautiful scene. And having watched The Next Generation and already seeing that relationship, and knowing that there was a deeper backstory in that relationship, I enjoyed seeing the beginning of that, and I'm sure there's more to come in Degrassi High, because I'm gonna be watching that starting today, but I wanted to get my thoughts down about Junior High first. So yeah, Joey and Caitlin was probably one of my favourite aspects to see that I recognised from The Next Generation. And at the beginning, Joey was kind of unlikable, I have to say, but he really improved. Yeah, with the pace of the show, I found it really interesting. I found that there was a lot of characters, and each character only got a little bit of focus. Like when Wheels' parents died, I completely forgot that he was adopted because they had mentioned it in one episode, and then it was I couldn't recall a lot of things. There wasn't a lot of connection. I guess it makes it so you can watch individual episodes and learn something from each one without having watched it in sequential order. I found that kind of strange, but I thought it still worked really well with that structure, with what they could do with that separated thing. I still felt connection with most of the characters, so yeah, not as much because there wasn't as much build on the personality, but yeah, I felt we still got to know them through the few episodes that they were focused in on. And what's her name? Okay, so Stephanie Kane, I actually quite enjoyed her character. I felt she was the main focus of season 1, and yeah, so in season 3 she was not in it, and I thought the shift from that, it was smooth enough, but like, I guess, I don't know, it was quite, it felt like a totally different shift in mood without Stephanie. But yeah, I feel like Joey was really like a lot of the central in season 3, and because he had already been in the past 2 seasons. I think Joey is the core of Degrassi Junior High. Cause yeah. Now let's talk about Emma, baby Emma, and Spike. So yeah, looking back, cause obviously in the next generation there is there's the episode where Emma tries to find her father, and then she visits him, and it's Shane, and we get to see Shane as a child in Degrassi Junior High, and then we get to see what happens to him, which is how he ends up like how he is in the next generation. So I found that quite interesting, and I really feel like if you were someone who watched Degrassi Junior High as like a kid, and then you watch the next generation, I feel like that would have been really impactful to see Shane again. Yeah, and Spike we got to see as young, and we got to see her have Emma, so it's pretty cool, I guess, to connect it, but like, obviously I already knew that was coming. I thought there was gonna be a scene where she like birthed Emma, because I thought I heard like Adamio talk about it in like one of the, like with the interview with Miriam McDonald, but that didn't happen, and I looked it up and I couldn't find it, so I guess he just like made that as a joke in one interview. But yeah, do I have anything else to talk about? There was like a few plot lines, or like just like things that I found like similarities with the next generation, and I think like they were definitely on purpose to like, as like an Easter egg. But I will make a another video on that once I have finished watching the next generation again. Because yeah, I'll just be like comparing scenes and things that I found similar, because I did find quite a lot. And yeah, I won't be able to do like as detailed analysis videos into Junior High yet, because I've only watched it once and I don't think that's enough to analyse it and take notes. So I only took notes of things that I thought were referenced in the next generation. So yeah, I thought the representation was really good. Like it's like really interesting to see the different views from the 80s compared to like now, and in the next generation even. Like, you can see that in society in the 80s it was a lot more closed off, a lot more discrimination still present. Like obviously now is like less, but in the early 2000s it was like a bit more than now, but in the 80s it was like a lot more, and we get to see that, but we still get to see how Degrassi doesn't judge that, and Degrassi is always so open and so accepting of every single person, and that's what I really, really love about the show. And so it discusses the same things, and it always keeps an open mind no matter how discriminatory like the society was. Like, I love the episode with Snake's brother, when he came out to him. Like, we see that Snake doesn't understand it because it's, not that common, I guess. But by the end of the episode, he like accepts his brother and he still loves him. And yeah, and we definitely see that Snake doesn't have any homophobic feelings in the next generation. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm gonna go watch Degrassi High now, and I'll make a video when I finish that. So feel free to talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I definitely recommend, if you like the next generation, I think Degrassi Junior High, it will still appeal to you. Especially if you love the Joey and Caitlin romance. Alright, that's all. Thank you. See you next time. Bye! Some things I forgot to mention. Mr. Radich was the first one I think I immediately recognized, and that gave like a really nice sense of familiarity. Oh my god. You know what I mean. And also, I really thought Snake and Melanie were cute. And, oh, and we also saw, I cannot remember her name, but the other one who also appears in Next Generation at the reunion, we also saw her, and that was nice. Yeah, and also, if I were to pick a favourite character, it's probably Snake.